So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Matt. He plays guitar and sings in the band. Let me see if I say the band Malthusian, which has an album coming out on August the 8th on Relapse Record, and it's The Summoning Bell. And they play epic, like death metal, I think with some doom tendencies sometimes. So Matt, thank you for taking some time to chat with me today. So how are you today, first of all?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. All quiet. Yeah, not working today, so happy. Bit hungover, but I'll survive.
But that's okay. You're Irish, man.
Yeah,
You'll be fine. So I said the name right, Malthusian, right?
Malthusian, yeah.
Malthusian. So is this, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this your first album with Relapse Records?
Yeah, it's our first one with Relapse. It's our second album overall. We released Across Debts in 2018, so that came out on Invictus, which did all our releases up until this point. And then the American release was covered by Dark Descent.
Okay. So yeah, it's so big. Obviously, Relapse Records is a great label. You know, lots of bands that have made it big with there. So I was reading a little bit about the story of the band and like the evolution of how you guys started. And apparently in Ireland in the 2010s, a lot of bands played more like doom metal instead of like death metal. Tell me a little bit about the Irish scene at that time.
Yeah, so that was more in reference to us in the band. So as we started off, I was playing in a doom band called On Pain of Death. Andy was playing in a band called Wreck of the Hesperus, and Porrick was playing in a band called Morning Beloved. So they're three slightly similar doom bands. Then Johnny was playing in a grind band. So generally speaking, there's been a quiet enough scene, I suppose, in Ireland. We've always had Morning Beloved that I mentioned, are going whatever 30 years, and Primordial, which would be the most well-known Irish metal band. There is others then as well. So that band Johnny was playing in, a Bad and Incarnate. They were death metal. Then there is other ones that were not really the style of death metal that I'd gravitate towards. So there's a lot of bands like that just play in pubs and stuff. There's no real mass success, if you want to call it that. So Zom were a band that started playing just real rotten, loose, old school death metal, with the sort of punk background they came from. So they changed things up. And then we sort of came soon after them, with Malthusian. Currently, there's a lot. Well, it's not a lot, like, but there's a few more. It's a healthier scene. There's Verkalac, Sacrilegia, Koskra, Asturian Vigil. So yeah, it's a small scene with a few bands that are sharing members and stuff like that as well. But yeah, I think it punches well.
Okay, so something that I think so the evolution of from coming from your other album to this one, what would you say would be like the most like evolution in sound for the band with the Summoning Bell?
Yeah, so production is obviously a lot different on this. It's cleaner. I don't know if cleaner is the word, but yeah, we weren't happy with the production on Across Debts. So the production would be a big step up. There's a more structured sort of flow to the album. Few new um few new things added between leads and vocals and stuff like that. So the vocals have been stripped back a lot. We were From inception, we were three vocalists, but now it's down to just me on this album, but we will have backing vocals for live and stuff like that. So that is a change. But yeah, I suppose production and the structure are the main differences.
What do you think you decided to just use your vocals instead of what you were doing before? Was it a conscious effort, or it was just something that when you were working on this album, maybe made the sound better to the band?
Yeah, well, the two other guys that were doing vocals are gone, so that's
Okay, that's cool.
so that, and also the music on this, I think it wouldn't lend itself as much to that previous vocal style. Um, so it was a very oversaturated craziness going on a lot of the time. So with this, I think it's more direct. It's probably a bit more straight up death metal. So with that, I think the vocal approach we've used is uh is suiting. We'll change it up obviously for the live environment, but yeah, it works. I think that's where I am with it.
Yeah, I think the vocals, uh, like too many vocals in this style, yeah, it could sound a bit distorted. So, Matt, you being like the main songwriter in the band, like what are some of the themes that we can find on the Summoning Bell?
Um, what, like sound wise?
Oh no, the themes there, like what you're talking about on the
Oh,
song.
right, the lyrical themes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's the album title itself is influenced by a Samuel Beckett play called Happy Days. So if anyone's familiar with Samuel Beckett, he's an Irish playwright. He was an Irish playwright. He is bleak, plenty of existential dread. But I always find, which would be inherent to how I perceive Ireland, there's a lot of dark humor in it as well. Um, so it's just about the drudgery and um, the endless depravity of existence. So that theme obviously works in the context of a death metal album. So there's a couple of songs influenced. There's Beckettian themes throughout. Then there's a flavor of Cormac McCarthy to one of the songs. Um, yeah, it's just whatever takes me in the moment. I myself think I can see a thread between all the songs, but there's no real intended overall concept or anything.
Yeah, I think the songs may flow to each other, but it's not per se a concept record. So the one of the title tracks, obviously the Summoning Bell, which has the video. That music video looks gorgeous in black and white. Where do you guys shot that video?
That's the west of Ireland where I'm from. It's County Mayo. Um, so that's a place called Duloc Valley. So there was a tragedy there during the famine, but that was everywhere on the west coast. It was all over the island. Um, Famine. It was a imposed genocide by the English. So I'll just point that out and fuck them. So yeah, that's just outside my hometown. Um, so it fit in perfectly with the theme, the artwork of the album, and the lyrical theme to the title track is about the constant drudgery and repetition of life. So that fits in perfectly. Um, we were lucky in so far as we found one location that just looked exactly like the front cover. So that was a bit of Irish look, but yeah, it makes sense to me to have the place I was reared represented for its savage landscape. And I think again it lends itself to the savage music.
Yeah. Who's the guy walking in the music video?
That's that's friend of the band.
Yeah, but like he walks a lot, and it goes with the you were mentioning the artwork, so this is a good segue into show
Yeah.
into talking about the artwork, which I'm going to show so we can talk about it. Because yeah, when I was watching the video, I'm like, yeah, it looks just like the art.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it wasn't planned that way; it just happened by coincidence. So here we have the artwork. So there's someone walking, and you see the bleak outcome. So tell me a little bit about what the band was going for with the artwork.
Yeah, so it's based on an old picture of a man walking in County Kerry, which is the southwest of the country. The original photo that's based on, the man was carrying a full scythe. Um, but I decided to change it for the picture, given that that would become the focal point. Whereas I think the photo that it's based on was more about not knowing where the man came from or where he was going, but just that he's on a constant journey. So I sent that picture to Mitchell Nolte, and that's what he came back with, and I think it suits it perfectly. Um, yeah, I was somewhat reluctant initially. I wasn't sure because it's not your sort of average cover. It's very it's very Irish in
Well,
its own.
in a way, that's good that it's not your average cover. Plus,
Absolutely.
like you say, it's very Irish, but you guys are from there, so it's like paying homage to you guys. Like it's like doing a different type of death metal album cover because there's some death metal album covers that have been done to death.
Yeah.
So at least it looks different. So, but you were hesitant. Why do you think you were hesitant?
Um, I don't know. Because now I'm completely happy with it. So I don't know if it just I don't- I can't really remember. It just wasn't sitting correctly with me at one point. But I suppose it's just merged into uh how I see the album now. So I don't know. There's always these things with songs, artwork, whatever, pictures. You're always um overly critical, I
Yeah,
find, which is healthy as well. Well, depending on how far you go with it. It can be a healthy criticism of yourself, but keeps you in check.
yeah. But in the end, like your side, the artwork really represents also what you're going to listen to in the album, and it almost represents like the journey that you guys have done as a band.
Hmm. Right. Uh,
Yeah. So you're the guy. You're walking with.
yeah, well, everyone. It's can be a metaphor for life. Just the constant fucking drudgery of existing. Don't know where you came from, don't know where you're going. You've only got that moment. You're moving. That's it. And then you die.
That's a great way. That's a like that a recap of life. You
Yeah.
born, you do some shit, you have to pay some bills, and you yeah,
Yeah.
and then you also you have another. There's a second single, uh, eroded into superstition.
Yeah.
A great title. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Um Musically it's a bit different in certain aspects. There's a melodic solo in it. Um, melodic, yeah, it's more melodic than we would have elsewhere on the album. There's a couple of new styles of riffs. Um, yeah, and then there's a different sort of vocal towards the end of the tune. Lyrically, yeah, it's just my own musings on the state of the world or whatever it is. I prefer just people take their own meaning um from the lyrics. I think it's more enjoyable. I don't think they need to be over explained. They're very direct anyway. At least that's how I see them. So yeah, just make your own little world out of it.
Yeah. And you also have like almost at the beginning of this the album, there's like a very long track. I think I can't remember how if it's 12 minutes or something. But you have like a longer track also in the album. So for you, like working on this album, for you, like was there like any riff in particular or any song that proved to be like more challenging in a way?
Um, no, not really. Um, we just kept at them. It's the same process always. You just keep working on it, building it up, taking bits away. Um, I don't think there was anything that was in any way more challenging than than usual. Yeah, the tune you're on about Amongst the Swarms of Vermin. So that clocks in at about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, the intention for that end section is about repetition. I suppose it can all tie in. In my head, it all ties in with the lyrics, with the artwork. Um, so yeah. No, to answer your question, it was all just the same process as always. Um, you just keep working till you know it's done. There was we had another song written that we didn't use. Um, so yeah, these things happen. If it's just not working for you, best bet is to ditch it, and then you can take different bits and pieces that might fit with something else. So it's just that's the joy of creating music, I find.
Maybe you can work on that song in the future. Who knows? Maybe for another record.
Yeah, that's it. We have obviously with phones and stuff like that, it's easy to make demos and have recordings of it. So we have it. It is there. So we'll see if it suits or if some parts of it suit when we start writing again. Yeah, sure thing. I'll reassess it.
Awesome. So obviously the album is out August the 8th. I'll post the link for people who want to pre-order the record. So once the album is out, are you guys playing some shows? What's next for Malthusian?
Yeah, so currently we have a couple of bookings for next year for festivals. Then we have one gig. We have a release gig in Dublin on the November the 7th, with Adorier, who the bass player in Adorier is the guitarist in Malthusian. Um, so they're an English-based band. And then there's an Irish band, Historian Vigil. So that's all we have planned currently. Um, and then yeah, next year the intention we'll play festivals, we'll get a few tours. Um, so that's all in the process at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be more active.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, I think next year sounds so far away, but it's actually not that far away. So
Yeah. What are we, 7? Yeah, so we're over halfway through this year, look.
we're we're halfway done through this year. But
Yeah.
so Matt, I want to again thank you for taking some time of your night to chat with me. So Couchers, the album by Malthusian, the Summoning Bell, out August the 8th on Relapse Records. So Matt, before I let you go, anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Um, yeah, just bang your head for Satan.
Bang your heads for what?
Bang your head for Satan.
Okay. I didn't understand the last part. I thought he'd say sing, Satan, sex. What did he? Okay, Satan. Okay. I didn't understand it. So Matt,
No, it's all.
that's okay. So Matt, again, thank you for taking some time to chat with me. So Couchers Malthusian out August the 8th, Relapse Record. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.